All right, what's up, guys? So, I did a podcast episode talking about this, and I kind of did go a little bit more deeper in depth. So, I don't know. I might do the same with this video, or I might just do like a shorter version. But either way, I wanted to talk on this hate towards Lael Hasen. Now, if you guys don't know who she is, Lael Hasen to me is honestly like an OG YouTuber. I mean, I discovered her probably a few years ago, and she was known for doing reaction videos. Now, since then, she doesn't do reaction videos anymore. She's just started focusing on her music, and I can understand that. You know, when there are things that you get famous for, but you want to focus on something else, like I 100% like understand that because I'm like, look, like this one particular thing that everybody loves, that doesn't mean that I love it. It might make me money, it might put me in a better situation financially, but that doesn't mean I love it. Like, you know, like that's like for an example, my old job. That job, like everybody loved me there, from coworkers, the customers. They loved how much of a hard worker that I was, all of that. I put in work every single day. I left late, clocked in early. I did whatever I could to make sure that that place didn't fall under. But that doesn't mean that I love that place. Now, yeah, I was making a little bit more money there. Yeah, payments was a little bit better and things, but I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to stay there forever, regardless of how many people loved me, regardless of how easy the work may came off as, or, you know, how much of a hard worker, whichever, I don't care. That doesn't mean I was going to be there forever. Eventually, I'm like, nah, I'm following my dreams with YouTube, and I'm going to go on with that. So, my question is to everybody that is hating on Lael Hasen, what would you do in her situation where, and my thing is like, look, whether she's promoting her music a lot, I'm like, okay, you want nothing but the best for your music, right? You want to win awards, right? You want to like go above and beyond. You want to get record deals and all this other crazy things with music, right? So my thing is that in your situation where you're following your dreams and you're doing stuff, how would that make you feel if people was hating on you for it? You know, like that was the thing where I was like, when I was seeing how much hate she was getting, and it didn't really dawn to me on how much hate she was getting, because I was like, fam, I like her music. Whatever she does, I'm gonna like it. Why? Because I'm not a fan of just her reaction videos. I'm not a fan just of her comedy skits or whatever else thing she was doing with her YouTube channel. I am a fan of Lael Hasen. Now, call me a simp, call me whatever you want to call me. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I know who I am. But I know that I'm a fan of her. And that's like one thing that I just never understood with being a content creator, is that people are like selective of what they want to be a fan of. Like that's one thing that I've always have seen when people are like, oh, if you don't do these types of videos, I'm gonna unsubscribe from your channel. I'm like, I've gotten comments like that before, and I'm like, fam, I don't want you here anyways if that's how you're gonna act. You know, like there's other people doing those reaction videos, so go watch them. If that means that I'll be in a less of a better situation with YouTube, so be it. But my thing is this: I want people that are a fan of me. You know, not what I can provide, but a fan of me. You show up to my streams, you follow me on TikTok or any other social media platforms, or you're a fan of like, and I don't expect people to like just stay up and just watch my videos every single day. Like, you know, whenever you have time to, like, show support. Like, that's all that a content creator asks for. But it's just when I see stuff like that where she's getting hate simply for following her dreams. Like, this is what she wants to do. And it's a problem. I just can't understand that. I seriously, I can't. Like, I guess being a content creator and putting so much like work into your like arts and craft with content creating, because for many people probably not know, you just think, oh, he just does reaction videos. I have 35 other YouTube channels. I have a podcast. I post stuff on TikTok. I'm literally thinking content creating stuff day after day. So when I see somebody else put in work with whatever they do, I'm like, fam, I can't. My thing is this: I'm in no place of business to talk about how they do their arts and craft, and I'm steadily trying to like make my arts and craft like better than what it was yesterday. So that's why I'm like, I can't look at her music and be like, oh, I hate it. She should do this. She should do that. Like, she put work into that. And people are just not understanding that. And the people that are probably not understanding that is people that don't even put in work themselves. So that's why I'm like, when I see the hate that she's getting, I'm like, you guys wouldn't last. The fact that I don't know what she's been kind of like, quiet. I haven't really seen her post anything on TikTok or anywhere else. But I'm like, I just know for a fact that people wouldn't be, they wouldn't know how to handle it if they were dealing with that amount of hate. So they're good to like jump on the side where it's like, oh yeah, let's just go ahead, hate on this person because it's the trend, it's the trendy thing to do. But I'm like, fam, like, my thing is like, if you have a friend and they're dealing with like, this is a close friend of yours or family member, whoever, and they're dealing with some hate like that, or if it's you, how that, what would you do in a situation like that? And I know people are gonna be like, oh, quit, leave, do this, do that. No, my thing is like, if this is your dream, if this is what you want to do, you're gonna really quit following your dreams because of what some people overall like don't like about it. And I would like to like hope, think, and pray that Lael's not quitting and stuff. But it just sucks to see stuff like that. And I don't think people just really understand like, yo, stop with this hating stuff. Like, it's crazy how they would overall say like, like they'll be at these rallies like, telling cops to stop hating black people or telling just anybody to stop hating Asian people and not trying to like compare the situations. But when I think of hate like it ain't like selective hate, like, oh, you can hate on some things, but there's certain things that you just can't hate on. No, you shouldn't hate on nothing, especially if it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, if this is overall about her because she's promoting her stuff on TikTok a lot, so what? They have a thing where you can say you're not interested and you can just move on and look at the videos or listen to the audios that you want to listen to. If you don't like her seeing her videos on YouTube, you can overall say that you're not interested. But to spread hate and negativity to her for whatever reason that you guys have built up in your head, is it necessary? Like, that's overall my question at the end of the day. Is it really necessary? How is it helping you? What is it overall doing for you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that's why I'm like, I don't really care, what she overall does. She could get into acting. She could get into modeling. She wants to do music. She could go and do reaction videos. It doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, I'm like, look, she's here. She's alive and she's well. Like, that's, I think, overall what people need to start looking at when you see a person. Like, people can say whatever you want. You can hate on me after I upload this video or whatever and stuff. But I'm like, the thing is that there's at times where I've heard situations where people would just get so, and I, don't think Lael would go to that far and stuff. But I just think of every situation and every scenario. Like, you could call me what you want. You could call me paranoid. You could say I overthink situations. But I'm like, fam, people have probably been in the same shoes where you're looking at stuff. And when you're seeing it, it's like, you're not thinking of all the situations that can happen. And then when something crazy happens, and you're like, well, I didn't even bother to think about that and stuff. Like, people have said that before. So that's why I'm like, when I hear situations like this where people are getting a crap ton of hate and negativity and all that stuff, and then they just, just start like doing like some wild stuff. Like, I really don't want to like get into detail on what it is, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people could like understand. Like, I'm pretty sure people know what I'm talking about and stuff. But I'm like, when I see that type of stuff happens and then the person ends up doing like, something like catastrophic, dramatic, whatever, I find it sad because I'm like, man, you guys, you wouldn't last a day and no hate like that. None whatsoever. Where it's like, literally, you're getting hated on for. But I highly doubt that Lael is, going to stop. I really do hope that she releases more music, an album, mixtape, whatever. Because if this is what she wants to do, I'm like, well, why hate on it? Why hate on what she wants to do? And that's why I'm like, how does it affect you? What is it doing to you? It's not like you gotta listen to her music every day. Like, if you're a fan of her, be a fan of her. If not, it's like, bruh, go listen. That's like the one thing that I never understood about content creating is like, people try to force you to do stuff. They want you to be and so they thinking, oh, let's hate on her and maybe she'll go back to doing reaction videos. My thing is this: if there was ever like a form of content that I got famous off of, and people was like saying like, oh, well, you know what, let's try to force him to go back to doing that, I honestly, I'm like, I set up like multiple dreams and goals for me and stuff. So I very well would just be like, okay, well, YouTube ain't meant for me, so I'll do Twitch streaming, or I'll focus on music, or I'll do this. And I'm like, if people are like, start acting all weird about it and stuff, I'm like, I very well, because I'm like, if there were ever a time where, let's say, if I were to do a reaction video and it were to blow up and everybody's like, oh, you only need to just react to this person, I'm like, no, that's not who I am. I'm not your content creator. I am a content creator. Overall, meaning that I'm allowed to do whatever I feel like doing because this is my channel. I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do on my channel. If you support it, I appreciate that. If not, there are so many other content creators that you can watch and support. So that's why I'm like, just the other day I had it where somebody joined my stream talking about why you always play crappy games. I'm like, fam, you're acting like I'm the only streamer streaming right now. Like, you act like there ain't like millions of other people streaming on Twitch right now. Go watch them play Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever games you want to watch. Right now, I'm playing the game that I want to play. You ain't bought the game. You ain't bought the gear that I use. You ain't bought nothing. All you're doing is sitting here and watching and wasting your time because you don't already like the content. So that's why I'm like, man, you know what? I really do hope Lael sees this video. And I just really do hope and pray the best for her. And Lael, if or when you do see this video, and I mean, like, people, if you can, send it to her, whatever. But overall, like, I really do hope that you continue on with your music. Like, these people, and it's funny because there's this, I'm pretty sure everybody knows of the TV show American Horror Story. There's this recent, like, half season that they just did where it was like people was like taking this like pill and stuff, and it was making them all creative. Lil, you took like about 100 of those pills, and so yeah, you're obviously the creative ones, but it's like everybody else that's like commenting on this is either jealous, hating, being jealous because they ain't got like no like creative bone in them. And so now they want to like hang around, leech around and stuff off of you thinking, oh, that's going to do something. I'm like, it's not. Like, overall, like, yeah, it's like to the people out there hating on her because, I think, I don't know if it was because of her music or, because she stopped doing reaction videos or because she was posting her stuff on TikTok a lot. But regardless, I'm like, fam, it doesn't matter. Like, Ariana Grande, my thing is this. Ariana Grande, I remember I used to follow her. And she would literally post like 15 different posts saying that she's getting ready to release her album. Instead of spreading hate and negativity, I unfollowed her because I was like, nah, you posting too much. I ain't sitting here trying to scroll through Instagram and I'm like, Ariana Grande, Ariana Grande, Ariana Grande. Like, no, I ain't trying to see it. So I unfollowed her. Do I hate her? No. Just because my thing is this. People think like when you unfollow a person, you gotta like spread hate towards them. No. You gotta unfollow a person and go your separate ways. I don't think people understand that. So it's just overall weird people act like this on the internet because I'm like, yeah, I know for a fact that you and I both know for a fact that you wouldn't, overall know how to handle stuff like this because it's like you don't have like that in you. You just ain't got it in you and stuff. So, but anyways, I really do hope Lael continues on with, her dreams with music and stuff. Like, don't listen to these people because they really don't know what they're talking about at the end of the day. So, but, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. From this day forward, anybody that's like a fan of me, regardless of whatever it is, like, don't go to a person's channel or account and spread hate. Like, it's not necessary. It doesn't do anything to that person, especially if they're following their dreams with something. Like, if you really hate that person, stop watching them. It's not that hard. I've had it where people tell me, like, oh, that's it's not an invalid argument. I don't care what anybody says. You can easily, if you don't like a food, you're not going to sit there and continue on eating it. No, you're going to stop, throw it away, get rid of it. You don't like a certain drink, you ain't gonna continue drinking it. No, you're gonna get rid of it. You don't like a movie, you ain't gonna be like, oh, I gotta sit down and watch this whole movie and stuff. No. Like, I just don't understand why people think, oh, because I don't like something, I gotta let that person know that. Who cares? Nobody cares. Absolutely nobody. Like, this person still, at the end of the day, they're gonna still do what they want to do. Why? Because that's what they want to do. If you want to see something else or if you want something to come back, you do that stuff then. If you want her to do reaction videos, eliminate her out the equation. You do the reaction videos. It's easy. Like, honestly, I have a whole tutorial on how to do reaction videos. So if you really need to, like, you do it. but don't try to force other people to do stuff they don't want to do anymore. So, but anyways, yeah, I will overall talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, peace.